happy out there with the car.
Yeah, I think we're close. I think that our third run could have been better. We tried something a little bit different, and I just felt like we were a little far off with the balance, just getting it close enough to feel really good to end practice. But I feel like, first, second run were really good, or pretty good, I should say, and then we just needed a little bit in the last run. So hopefully we get that overnight.
We went to LA the first year. We were at the Coliseum. It just seemed like a huge event from the minute you got off the plane, all around town. What do you anticipate it'll be like at Chicagoland, and what do they have to do to really make it stand out and be an event?
I think it's gonna the action's gonna kind of speak for itself. I think it's gonna be really exciting, the race, in terms of being aggressive enough, and there's gonna be guys that run in the fence and bend toe links, and that's gonna create cautions. So I think it's gonna be exciting in that sense. But yeah, I think the way LA went, it'll be similar in terms of the flow. I just think it's gonna be kind of chaotic to get in the event. So hopefully that's not too bad, and we can kind of, figure out the logistics there.
Every year it seems like you've gotten better and better and better, and now people are consistently referring to you as someone they look to challenge for the championship this year. Have you kind of adapted that? Do you feel that too? Do you feel like the game's risen and you're on a good path right now?
Yeah, our standards are definitely higher. I think now we look at where we stand in the field, and we have a little bit different expectation. But every week's different. You can't show up. We're not entitled to anything. So I feel like when we go out, we just have to have a certain level of performance. But we know that performance at the higher level will be enough to be competitive. So it's just really about trying to go out there and perform at a really high level, because that's our expectations now. And we know if we don't perform at that level, we're not going to get the top 3 or 4 results that we want to have. So I think honestly, it's just our expectations change, but we're not entitled to run well.
This race last year started in day and then ended at night. How big a transition was that with the track? And did you learn anything last year that could apply to this year?
Unfortunately, we were not in the race, so we were in the back. We were 30 laps down with a steering issue, but I think we did learn some things, being, back in the pack and kind of seeing how the track changed. So hopefully we kind of build on that this time, and we have a little bit better idea of kind of where the track's going to go. But I wish we had more notes, but the 9 had some notes too.
And then Hendrick is getting close to the 300 win mark. What would it mean to give Mr. H that 300th win?
It'd be awesome. I don't know how close we are. I think we need like 4 or 5 more, but
4 more.
But yeah, 4 more. So I think it'd be great, but we got some room to go. So we gotta keep it up.
Hey, when you ran late models for junior, how much did you lean on Josh?
A lot. Josh and I traveled to the racetracks together. We spent a lot of time in the hauler, in the truck, driving to the racetracks, and I think he taught me more about kind of growing up, I think, than anything in particular on the racetrack. But he just was a good life mentor, and giving me a chance to kind of learn under his ropes, and kind of toughen me up a little bit, because I think going in, I would everything had to be particular, and I was definitely really green, and when I left there I was still really green, but I felt like he taught me a few lessons that kind of toughened me up a little bit.
Because he kind of served as a coach, is that what you would consider him?
Yeah, he worked on his own car, and he worked on my car, and we had different employees, Byron at JR Motorsports and people like that, but he worked on everything, and he wasn't like I see a lot of driver mentors now, like it's just really hands-on, it's looking at data. Like we weren't doing that, but we were just trying to, just like I would have a debrief with my Hendrick teammates now, it's just kind of talking about the car, what it needs, and I think he helped me with some of that feedback, and but by no means were we like looking at data like nowadays. I think we were more old school back then, and I think that's the way it should be. You don't, if you get to this level, nobody's going to hold your hand, so you can't be reliant on somebody to look at data for you. You've got to really understand what it is you need to do better. So yeah, he did a good job of that.
Was that